What is going on? Welcome back to another Market Mates episode, guys. Great to be with you here. 24th of the 3rd in Australia. Market pumping overnight after Trump manipulates the market yet again. The big man loves to move the markets based on decisions, Craig. And we were talking about this yesterday. It's a funny time because it's all fundamentals at the moment that are really influencing the markets, and technicals are just there on the side. So we'll be diving into the hot topics today. Insider trading. We'll be talking about that across Kalshi, Polymarket. We'll be talking about it literally happening overnight in real time across the S&P 500, across gold, across Bitcoin. We'll be looking at obviously what's happening across markets in general, and obviously Circle, Coinbase. Also conversations around stable coins as well later in the episode. But the market is heating up, Craig. We're waking up to a green market, 4% on Bitcoin, 5% on Sol, 4% on Ethereum, up from yesterday. GM to you, Rocky in the chat, and GM to everyone else. How are you going, mate? How are you feeling today?
Hey, g'day, Greeny. Good morning, everyone. Good evening, America. I'm good, dude. Happy Tuesday or Monday for the Americans in the room. Hello to the podcast. We're trying to get Spotify going. We just recently moved hosts, and Spotify's having issues. So we are live on Apple, not live, but we'll be updating Apple shortly and trying to get all the others. So apologies for the delay there. It's a few technical difficulties. I worked it out today. But no, I'm good, dude. The sun's shining. Markets kind of pumping. Some are, some aren't. We can speak about that. But yeah, dude, interesting to watch kind of everything roll over. There's that song, Roll Over, the five, whatever in the bed, that nursery rhyme. But yeah, everything's kind of happening as we predicted, unfortunately. So yeah, man, it's a tough time to find opportunities when everything's rolling over. It's kind of like, here we go. Like you and I have been speaking about this since probably mid-25. It's happening. We're here. We're in a bear market. It took a long time. God, it felt dirty saying that out loud about 6 months ago, didn't it? You and I talking like that, and people got.
We were saying it. We said it in real time. We said 26 is probably going to be a bear market. We look exhausted here. Charts look pretty crazy, parabolic, and inevitably we were correct. Not the first time we've been correct over the past few years, Craig, which is nice. I mean, we're not here to gloat. We're here to educate. And I think that's the important part, because a lot of people that you follow across all these different social media platforms really don't know what they're talking about, and love to talk about things after the fact, whereas we talk about it often before it happens, but very much as it happens in real time as well. So yeah, guys, shout out to everyone across, obviously, all the potties who are listening as well. Don't forget to drop a little 5-star review on Spotify, or obviously on Apple as well, or Amazon, or wherever you're listening to us. YouTube apparently has some podcasts, which we were just talking about. That was why we're about 5 minutes late. We're talking about YouTube. So maybe Market Mates will be live on YouTube soon as well. So do check that out. But Craig has just dropped our partners, BTCC, in the chat. You can check that out, guys. No VPN, no KYC, very easy exchange to get started on. 10% deposit bonus. They are also throwing away rewards out there. So do check the platform out. GM2U Geek this morning as well. Craig, mate, where do you want to start? Do you want to start straight into, I mean, I've actually got a Claude story as well. Claude just continues to keep shipping AI updates. They are destroying ChatGPT. It's crazy. We could go look at charts. We could talk about oil. We could talk about whatever you want, insider trading overnight. Where do you want to start the conversation today?
We could, I suppose, we could start at maybe Polymarket and things like that. I know there was a few people talking about insider trading, possibly. A few big bets came in. I haven't really caught up with it, man, so maybe you have. But there's been some sus stuff going on. Few people predicting things prior to them happening with big bets, apparently. So I'm kind of catching up this morning. Do you know anything more about this, Greeny, in depth?
Well, yeah, just basically that they're going to put in rule enhancements for Polymarket and Kalshi and all these prediction markets, because they're just being manipulated, right? Like people who have insider knowledge, whether it's private companies. I mean, even going back to that Zach XBT story a couple of weeks ago, about Axiom and how they were manipulating, or the team was manipulating wallets and whatnot as well, and people who have insider information, because often it's a thing. It's like in Australia, right? They don't even run these markets anymore because of insider trading, right? You think about the what am I trying to say? The television shows, right? The television shows like Survivor or Married at First Sight or whatever it is, like the ones that have a winner, okay? you often could go always and just look at whoever had the shortest odds as soon as that market book opened, and they would always win because there was insider information. They would only allow you to bet, like, say, $25 on it. So you can't really walk away if it's like $1.40 odds. You're only walking away with like $10, right? But still, insider trading is regulated heavily in most countries. So the fact that, it's no surprise to see this happening on Kalshi and also on Polymarket being your two biggest prediction market platforms. But Craig, it actually stems even deeper than that. We've spoken about, obviously, Congress having insider information. They're out trading Warren Buffett over like a long period of time, some members in there. That's crazy to think about when you think about it more deeply. But overnight, Craig, we actually saw that 5 minutes before Trump's announcement last night, there was and this is crazy because I actually got notifications. I was lying in bed and my crypto exchange apps were just going ting, 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 ting. And I was like, oh, okay, well, what's happening? Are we dumping or are we pumping? Had a look and we were pumping, but I had to look at all like the people I follow on X, like the news accounts I follow on X as with notifications on. And they actually hadn't updated me in real time yet about what the actual news was. So what actually happened is that we also saw billions of dollars, okay, $1.5 billion of notional worth of S&P 500 futures were bought in a single clip. Okay, 192 million on oil futures, more than 4 to 6 times than any other trade size during that market close. Insiders profited from his lies in broad daylight. This is at 11 p.m. last night for Australians. Literally, Craig, in oil as well to the downside. People shorted oil and they longed the S&P 500 based on the news, and then the announcement came out. So I've actually added and removed a couple news accounts because what I actually noticed too is, dude, it's scripted, okay? Television, news, media, it is all scripted by what the country or what the channel, so here in Australia, Channel 7, Channel 9, Channel 10, what they want you to know. And what I noticed yesterday, Craig, is that some of the Twitter accounts, they only posted Trump's perspective. They didn't update based on what the Iranian perspective was with the news. So what I realized is, hold on a minute, I need to be following someone that's not like trying to steer me in one direction. I want someone who's just going to give me facts in real time, whether it's positive or negative, and both sides of the story. And I think that's the trouble with, you can't even watch the news these days on television because it's all just corrupted, like things to tell you a certain narrative, right? And get you down a certain thinking path, even though there's all this reality actually happening outside of what the news tries to portray. But inside story, that's a different story. But inside trading, Craig, happening in real time every day in markets. But yeah, look at that. That's crazy. 200 million in oil futures, and obviously nearly $1.5 billion added to a single clip in S&P. And then it pumped over 400 or 300 points on the S&P 500. So it was like a crazy candle.
What was the Trump announcement that these were front running? What did he say? Was it to do with he was saying, okay, we're going to ease tensions with Iran now? We're going to back off a bit?
Correct. Yes, correct.
Beautiful. Wow.
Yes. Manipulate.
Lovely time to buy.
Yes.
Oh, man. It kind of sucks for the little guy, doesn't it, really? Like, the little guy just keeps getting shafted. And I agree with what you're saying. I mean, for myself, I sort of stopped watching the news, at least a decade ago, more or less. The only reason I watch the news now is to try and understand what narrative they're trying to paint for retail, because then I probably mostly try to counter trade the narrative because they don't want, not everybody can win in trading. You have to have losers. And for winners to win big, there has to be a lot of losers. So the news, unfortunately, is quite poor. And I'm the same as you. I'm noticing online now, what used to be, I would consider X a lot cleaner news than.
Yeah, but not recently.
Not
I
lately.
used to agree with that point, but X has changed. It's all political agenda now. It's all engagement based. It's the amount of fake news is crazy as well.
Yeah, so I think it's probably a combination of accounts losing reach and thinking, how can I gain reach again?
Yeah.
And then probably also it looked like there were a few people exposed for running multiple accounts, just parroting the same information to obviously create a narrative. Basically, we're under attack information-wise from everywhere. And navigating the fake news is becoming quite tough. quite tough to figure where you go for actual accurate news versus what they're trying to steer you towards. Who they are, man. Who knows? Who cares? It doesn't actually matter who they are to a certain degree. It's just what they're trying to do. It's annoying, dude. It is annoying, and I feel bad for myself and everyone else who gets caught up in the emotions of the news. But yeah, kind of sucky to see it play out in real time. I guess war's a really good time to make money for countries. The war machine's been very good to America over the years. I won't get into it too much, but yeah, dude, tough times. I wish I had taken advantage of that. I didn't, because I'm obviously not in the upper echelon.
Well, I mean, price nearly gave us an entry on. I was looking for Bitcoin a little bit lower. I had like a buy order at about 66.7, and we didn't quite get there. We only got to the mid range, which was a little bit higher in the 67K region, which is annoying because I was hedged short. Sorry, I wanted to hedge along with the short that I already had from 73K. So look, it's a shame you miss volatility. I mean, this normally happens when we sleep anyway. So we usually wake up and find this in Australia happens overnight. But Craig, as you can see here, a 3.66% candle in the space of a 5-minute period. I mean, I could go down to the 1-minute chart just to see and just to have a look. It was literally, Craig, look at this.
Imagine it's so long.
Dude, no, exactly. Oh no, okay. Over the course of 3 minutes, chat and everybody else, over the course of 3 minutes who can't watch this stream, over the course of 3 minutes, we saw a 2.97% multiple candles on the S&P 500. That is nuts in a 2-3 minute period. Okay. And that, again, based on insider trading, based on exactly like everyone was waiting for the reprieve of, oh no, Trump. Okay, we're taking our finger off, we're taking the finger off the button. We're taking our foot off the accelerator. We're gonna step back a little bit and try and negotiate now.
That'd be nice. That'd be good if they did, just from a humanitarian point of view.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, dude, I'm still very bearish. If you look at high time frames, if we do zoom out, we were talking about this yesterday, like the S&P 500 and a lot of stocks and a lot of assets right now are actually reaching important levels, and they have to hold this on like a weekly and monthly high time frame. Otherwise, it doesn't look good. It does look like a distribution lower based on what price action teaches you. But yeah, very interesting time for markets, Craig. I mean, we've spoken about the property cycle that the Pizzino brothers love to go on about as well. The 18-year property cycle, which is supposedly this year into next year potentially. It's an interesting time. It's a very interesting time. I mean, maybe with this foot off the accelerator from Trump, that actually might help in terms of how low we don't actually go in markets anymore, because that was really a fundamental crisis that had the indirect effect, particularly here in Australia with fuel. I mean, a few members in GTG were like, Greeny, like, is this real? Like all of this this stuff about the fuel shortage in Australia and prices going up to over $3 per litre, and therefore, like, it'll increase groceries, it'll decrease jobs, it'll decrease employment, and increase inflation. And it was, yeah, it is. That's happening literally in real time right now. Like, I fueled up yesterday. I put 20 liters in, and I paid like, I don't even know, it's $3 a liter nearly. So it was like $60 for 20 liters. It was crazy. That's like, I nearly spent half like 3 weeks ago. It was like $1.60 3 weeks ago, and now it's at $2.95. I fueled up for yesterday. I was like, God, this is getting ridiculous. But moving pace, we haven't spoken about AI for a few episodes, so it's good to bring this back to the forefront. But you can now enable Claude, so Claude Code, Claude AI, to use your computer to complete tasks. It opens up your apps, navigates your browsers, fills in spreadsheets, anything you'd want to do sitting at your desk. Research preview in Claude Cowork or Claude Code. Mac OS only. Interesting update for Mac OS only. I mean, I do have a Mac, but maybe I have to go have a look at it later today. But yeah, this is getting fascinating, Craig. Like, it's all like, it's just, this is crazy. It's creating PowerPoints, as you can see here. It's creating calendar bookings. It's literally just running in the side over on the side. It's got your library there. I'm just running through the video for those who are listening. You can create a whole collection of images. This is scarily exciting. It's scary, but it's exciting. And Claude is really putting OpenClaw and whatnot out of business. Well, not that they were really a business to begin with, because they were kind of free and open sourced anyway. But Claude just continues to dominate here, ahead of obviously their public IPO, whether that drops this year or next year with Anthropic. But yeah, Craig, again, scary but exciting.
Pretty gnarly, eh? Pretty gnarly. I saw everyone posting about this today, so obviously everyone's pretty excited. I mean, what's the basic of this that you don't need, like Claude? You can now use Claude instead of what? Instead of what? What's
Well,
it?
like it just means it basically it's just allowing, it's just slowly making things more automated. And I've actually got a clip which I'm about to show you as well, which touches on a AGI shortly as well. But it's just it's about making it more automated rather than still like adding connections, only telling it to do ABC, or obviously with OpenClaw, you have to input the prompt for the agent, and then you have to, like Zeneca was saying, like where he's built it, and he's like he has to go back and forth until it does what he wants it to do, and it's just it's becoming more seamless with everyday sort of tasks, which is, I mean, you got to stay up to date with this stuff. Like I still feel like I'm falling behind because I'm not spending time every day with Claude Code and Claude Cowork. It's trying to either build things. I know Chris, he's another educator slash YouTuber from America. He just launched an app and he got approved on the Apple App Store as well. So
which Chris was that? It's great, that Chris Coffee.
Yeah, Chris Coffee. I couldn't remember his last name, but yeah, Chris Coffee. Yeah, so he's built
him for a long time.
Yeah, he's a good lad. He's a good lad.
He's good dude.
And so, like people like him, I mean, Zeneca's building an app every single day. OSF's tweeting about it. So it's like a lot of people. And I'm like, I know we're still in a bubble in crypto Twitter, and I know that a lot of people probably, I mean, no, you go and talk to most people, and they probably don't know these sort of things are happening. No. But that's where we are. That's the world that we involve ourselves with here on the channel, Craig. Is we're forward thinking. We're outside the risk curve. We like to take on risk. We like to use the most up-to-date tech, try and see like ways to be early to a trend and trying to monetize that. Great, this is exciting, but it is still scary how autonomous this is getting. Like, again, you got to think about the data. You got to think about like what's the point in doing anything anymore if this is where the world is heading?
Yeah, man, I can't wait to not get out of bed in the morning, not have to even turn up to the show.
I just can't wait to have breakfast in bed. But the AI walks in and just gives me breakfast. Thank you.
I might just rig a model up and not even have me here anymore to be fantastic. No, it is pretty good, I suppose. I mean, this update here is probably pretty good for people like me.
Yes.
This is more like maybe your noobs can start to feel a bit more confident. So I suppose that's a good update. Let them keep rolling. The easier it gets, the more likely I am to fully use it. But full steam ahead. Zeneca's probably loving all these things as well. Big fella.
People who are already building are at such an advantage. Like they are such an advantage. It's definitely it's nearly, you should maybe just spend an hour every day. You should spend an hour every day just using it, understanding it, trying to build something slowly. And I think that's the goal. But if you want to immerse yourself fully, it's probably going to take a week or two to build out.
Are you still using it now, Greeny? Heaps? Are you still
I mean, I use it every day. Like, I mean, the thumbnails we create, I use it for title. I use it for creation ideas. I use it for emailing. I use it for a range of different things. But to build something, it's that next level, okay? You do have to think about all possibilities. You have to obviously double check all the permissions and all that. But yeah, for me, it's very exciting. And I think I really do want to get stuck into it. It's just not quite, like I'm still building out GTG. So until that's the focus and that content and whatnot is really in a nice routine, I don't have the time to go into AI, but I feel like I'm missing out. I do feel like I'm missing out already, Craig.
I think I probably am too. You know what I'm semi-interested in? I mentioned spreadsheets there. That for me would be quite useful.
Yeah.
Tracking things, next bull market, tracking your buy and sells.
Oh yeah.
Prices, stuff like that, because I normally do that manually.
Yeah, trading like a dashboard or a journal. Yeah,
something like that. And maybe even eventually, could you get AI to pull the live prices for you?
Well, yeah, you could run APIs via CoinGecko, or I mean, you want to go the free ones, but yeah, they're not essentially the most accurate per se of like an exchange. Like, I don't know. Some exchanges probably do have APIs that you could take, but you might have to pay, kind of like Twitter. Like you have to pay per rate of API that you take from a tweet or whatever it is, right?
Trading View, can you get access to their API?
I doubt it. There's actually, I really need to look into this, but there is a competitor that is all over my timeline.
Trading View,
yeah, right. That's free and has everything inbuilt into it. So I do need to spend time looking into it.
Because I'd love to set up even alerts I know you can do it on TradingView, but if I had my own spreadsheet or my own terminal that said, okay, time to sell. I mean, I know you can set sells, so that's a different conversation, but
well, sorry, you can
would be good.
you can API exchanges to TradingView and trade via TradingView on that exchange via the API via that pair on there. So like Bybit, for example, you could, or BTCC, you could trade like Bitcoin USDT on that pair, right? And you could attach that API. So you can do that. Yeah, it's just like using hooks. Yeah.
I mean, it would have been handy if AI stepped in with Pudgy at 70,000 US and said, you're an idiot, sell. Like, it would have been nice if it popped up a little alert saying, you're retarded, you should sell this. That would have been handy.
Well, Garrett does say it's pretty easy to pull data from CoinGecko and stuff. Yeah, CoinGecko and CoinMarket.
That would be handy for me, where you lose track of stuff sometimes. It would be handy if you plugged in all your buys, even your more exotic, like meme coins, or where you've just got little bags that you almost forget about.
Yeah,
that would be handy. So I can see this actually, for me, being useful, just to clear. Like, I'd like this bull run coming up, a clear start where I track things a lot better than I used to. So I'd like it for that, because that's probably the hardest part for me, is keeping track of a lot of things at the same time, especially NFTs, man. Like, it gets quite overwhelming. So I can definitely see that being very useful for traders.
Yeah, sounds good. I mean, let's move on to a similar topic, but NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang says, we've achieved AGI. Let's play the clip. Oh, wait, let me just check volume. Make sure it's not going to blur your ears. There we go. It's a little bit lower. Hopefully it's not too loud for you guys.
I think it's now. I think we've achieved AGI.
You think you can have a company run by an AI system like this?
Possible. And the reason for that is this. You said a billion, and you didn't say forever. And so, for example, it is not out of the question that a claw was able to create a web service, some interesting little app that all of a sudden, a few billion people used for 50 cents. I think it's now.
Crazy. And that's what he's talking about there. So OpenClaw, obviously, a lot of people have created a lot of apps, and some people are saying AGI. I don't know if I believe it, but I mean, he's the top dog. You can't, owns the most expensive company in the world. You can't argue with him. He would know. He would know, Craig.
Unreal, man. Unreal. I mean, you've built a website using it.
Yeah.
So it came out pretty good too. So it shows you can start to use these things for stuff that you typically pay designers for and stuff like that. So yeah, whole new world, man. Pretty much, if you research your stuff, you can probably build anything now without any knowledge. Well, very little knowledge of actual design.
You literally can, and that's the exciting part. And this is the trouble I face with talking about this with my family, is that they understand it's a scary path, but they also don't understand that they should be using it to stay up to date with where tech is evolving, right? And if you're early to a trend, it's been the same as always. If you're early to the internet, you could have dominated. If you're early to crypto, you could dominate. If you're early to AI, you could have dominated. Like, it's always going to be, if you're early enough, you could take advantage of it. And so many people don't think about it that way. Maybe that's just the risk that we like to take, Craig, perhaps.
Yeah, no, we're definitely risk takers here. It always makes me laugh when I go on Facebook and they've slowly found the latest AI thing, which we were mucking around with a year ago, and they're just getting to it now. Like the PFPs, that was about a month ago. Everyone on my Facebook, just normal people, started getting into making images of themselves, cartoon ones. And I was like, man, it's just amazing to me how much slower, or maybe on the other side of the coin, how much ahead people on X are in tech versus Facebook people. It's like a year ahead. It's crazy, man. That's a pretty big advantage to have.
Yeah, I agree. It's always, the best advantage in life is being early to a trend. So yeah, I definitely agree with that. Oil craters overnight, stocks rally as Trump says Iran talks are underway. Trump's Iran comments ease oil shock. Iranian media disputes Trump's negotiation claims. Stocks rebound from a 4-month low. Oil tumbles more than 3%. This happened, as I said, late last night in Australia, pretty much just before the New York Open, or a couple of hours before, obviously, the New York Open. But yeah, Trump, there's misleading comments. And this is what I was saying, Craig. Like, Trump came out on his True Social platform and said they had a very good and productive conversation about complete and total resolution of hostilities in the Middle East. But then apparently later on, Iran came out and disagreed with those comments. they came out and contradicted Trump's comments and said, do we have the quote here? No, we don't have the quote here, but they came out and contradicted his comments, basically saying, we actually haven't had comments. They tried to keep it neutral so that they maybe were protecting themselves, that if something does happen, they can go back to bombing, you know? Interesting.
That was a big dump on oil, huh? I just checked the chart then. Wow, yeah, it looks like the everything else chart now. Thank God. Now at least everything's down now. I don't feel like I'm missing out, but wow. Oil ate shite, man.
Yeah, down that and like we said earlier in the show, someone shorted this at that high. It dumped 18% in that candle, Craig. Dumped 18% in look at that candle. That's like falling off a cliff. Falling off a cliff. So from 108 all the way down to $90.5 per barrel. That is a crazy dump in oil prices. A 16% candle on the 5-minute chart in alignment with the 3% SPY chart in the 3-minute time period as well. So yeah, the market's very volatile. The market is volatile, and the market is hanging on to geopolitical news and fundamental news at this stage. And it's being very much driven by news, which is, it makes it hard to trade because you can't trade based on sort of normal processes. You actually have to think about it fundamentally. Like we were talking about yesterday with my friend as well, who's very deep into the hedge fund and trading world as well. He was like, yeah, dude, you have to be thinking, what is Trump going to do, or what is going to happen from the war? What is the indirect correlation? What's the direct correlation? And how do you trade that? That's what you're going to be thinking.
And that's not a great way to trade.
No,
it's a hard way to trade.
Very inconsistent.
But it was free money for those who knew about it. Absolute free money, man. Like if you had a heads up and you were shorting, you just printed for free. I can only imagine what it feels like to get that tap on the shoulder and just get a ripper trade like that, make millions, go, that's my job done for the next, year? Like my money for the next year in one trade. Phenomenal, man. Wish I caught it, didn't. But it looked like oil was going to pull back. I mean, I guess you can say that now, but it was so hot. Like it was so hot that it was, for me, the chances of a dumping versus pumping more were higher.
Yeah.
But now maybe we see a pump, maybe we see Trump renege, and then it sends again and they long this bad boy. Who knows? But it looks ugly, that.
It does look ugly. But I mean, this is what I mean. Like there's nothing consistent about this. So it's so as someone who does try to trade most days of the week, or at least keep an eye on the pulse and wait for levels to be hit, I think patience is absolutely critical in times like this, and only trading in a way that you are confident to trade. So that would be for me, it's like range extensions. So absolutely waiting for liquidity to get to a certain level, watching what open interest does, watching what the delta does, watching what reaction is. Are spot buyers piling in, or is it just people getting in late? Like you can analyze all of this and then make decisions from that. But again, if you're trying to low time frame trade, which I just think anybody that thinks day trading is the best strategy long term just has no idea. And if they think that's the only way to make money, they're clueless, because there's so many ways to make money in trading. And I think it's the biggest misconception is people trading on 1, 5, 3-minute candle charts and thinking that that's the only way to make money. I'm sorry, but I've proven so many of those people wrong over the past 3 years, and you and me both, Craig. I mean, we've made money in so many different ways that you don't have to sit at the chart 24/7 trading meme coins. You don't have to sit at the chart on a 1-minute candle trying to trade low time frame trash in a higher time frame corrective move. Like, you're an idiot if you're probably spending time doing that, because only, I'm going to say the top 0.001% of people can do that. Okay. So find a different strategy, and people telling you that that's the only way to trade and to make money, clueless about how trading actually works, particularly in an industry like crypto, where there's just infinite opportunities on chain and outside of just trying to trade low time frame charts, Craig.
I agree. The only coin, I just put a post up on X, the only coin I'm in that's heading on the way up is Testicle, man. Testicle, I'm still in, Greeny. I'm still in, man.
We've been talking about that for months. I mean, a month or two, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's fine. It's finally moving on the way up. The chart actually looks pretty juicy, but
8.7 million. Yeah, nice reaction.
It's hit $1 billion, man. I'm rich now. Yeah, so shout out to the Testicle fans. I know hopefully a couple of them are listening. But Busy just said the coin will save me. So thanks, Busy. I'm going to try and get Busy back on the show. I DM'd him a few months ago.
Yeah. We were thinking about getting him on the show. I mean, he's been in the trenches for a while. Just pulling up the chart. I mean, for those that maybe haven't tuned into our channel for a while, this is just a meme coin, okay? Ignore the terms of a lot of these meme coins. People will create anything to create a meme. But this was one that we did keep an eye on. I cut way up here, way back in. Yeah, it must have been a late Jan. It did come all the way back to the 886, dabbled along there, found a bottom at sort of around that 2.55 million, and is up around nearly 3-4x from that low, Craig, up 240% over the sort of the past, week or so. So that's really nice to see. As you can see, Craig, this is why we talk about technicals. Look at the price action here. What is it doing? It's literally respecting the 6.6 fib, the 7.86 fib, and actually rejected from the 6.18 fib. Anybody that tells you TA doesn't work is absolutely laughing, because it literally is happening. Like, this is a chart I just pulled up on a random meme coin. It literally works.
It does. It's actually crazy when you see it work. It's even weirder when you see it work on NFTs. And there are going to be people in the room going, "Oh my God, you can't." Well, all the best to you. I shall be using it, and I reckon I could outtrade people who don't use it, because otherwise, how do you trade without using this stuff? Like, what, you just pick a price and go, "That's my sell price."
Yeah, crazy. And that's why people round trip. And that's why people don't take profit, because they don't have a process. And I think that's a good lesson in itself. Speaking of NFTs, Mad Lads are obviously coming out. Sorry, I pulled up my old Mad Lad tweet from 2020.
I knew you'd like this. This is so good. I saw... Oh, yeah, you run me through it. You were in this trade, Greeny, so you walked away with a lot of money. Your other option was you could have sold when you did, or you could hold for the airdrop, which
was promised all the way back in 2023, they said.
I remember that. I almost bought one based on that airdrop. I'm glad I didn't. And you can probably run us through the numbers, Greeny. You were in this trade, so...
Yeah, so I was obviously early to Sol. I was buying Sol sort of $17 to $30. So I think my entry, I think I go into it in this tweet. I'm not going to open up. It's very long. But I think my entry was like $2,500 for a Mad Lad, which was at the time about 80 or 90 Sol, which I think with Solar, it was around $2,500, $3,000 was my entry price. This is, as I said, I spoke about this a few weeks ago. This was the first trade where I started to execute. Well, meme coins I was in and out, but like outside of that, this was the first sort of big trade where I hit a big win of $32,000 profit in about a short month. How long is that time period there on the chart? Let's have a look. It was, I mean, it doesn't have the numbers, but it was like over a couple months. I made 32 grand on this. And it's a great example of just taking profit into euphoria. I literally, as you can see here, I literally sold pretty much within the top 10% of where they went in price. So I made $32,000 because not only did I buy Solana, but the floor went up from about 80, 90 sold to about 178, I think is my sell price. I just sold it into a bid. And then I walked away and I was like, you know what? I'm very happy with that trade. Like, you're never going to time tops. It's very rare where you get an airdrop outside of Pudgy Penguin's Pengu, where the airdrop is substantial compared to the profit you should take ahead of that airdrop, okay? It's very rare for you to hold an airdrop and for it to therefore outperform after the fact. Pengu's probably the exception. Hyperliquid's probably another exception. Arbitrum, but we're going back, like, that's years ago. That's like 5-6 years ago for Arbitrum, okay? So it's very rare you get that. So what I was thinking is like, you know what? I need to take profit here. $32,000 at this is at the start of 2024, Craig. This is when I started to travel. This is when ordinals were going hot as well. So we were in BTC Puppets where I made another 20 grand. So I made about 50 grand across a couple of NFTs over like a 3-month, 4-month period. And I was like, again, start of the bull market. I cannot wait for that. I think it's 2027 is where we start to have the similar time frame again. But that sort of market is where I get so excited because there's so many opportunities. But you got, as I said, all cycle, and as I've said publicly for 3 years, you got to trade the trends. You got to get in, get out. This is a great, we just spoke about ways to make money. Dude, I promise you a day trader is not making $32,000 in one trade, okay? No chance, okay? You probably have to have millions to make that amount of money, right? So again, keep your eyes open. There's so many ways to make money. Don't believe this whole story of like, you need to be on low time frame charts and pressing buttons all day long to make money. It's the biggest misalignment of how to make money in crypto I've ever heard. So anyways, Mad Lads, the reason I brought this up is because Mad Lads are currently finally launching their backpack wallet/platform airdrop, which apparently is only, I mean, the Mad Lad NFT is now worth only $1,300. The airdrop is going to be less than that. And I took $32,000 away from this, just under 2 years ago now. Oh, yeah, pretty much 2 years to the day, Craig. Oh, no, sorry, that was me. Is that me retweeting it? Maybe it's me retweeting it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, nearly. Yeah, so basically just shy of 2 years to the day. Pretty crazy, Craig. One of my best trades early in the cycle back at the start of the
I think the airdrop is a $300 for the Mad Lads people.
Now, don't get me wrong. Like they got a few other airdrops. They were like, was it Jupiter, Wormhole, whatnot? There's a few, again, miscommunication around certain big accounts saying, oh, you could have, like, if you sold the Pico top, all these people as well, Craig, who say, oh, this meme coin pumped X amount, like you could have sold it for a 200X. It's like, no, but did you sell it? Like, show me proof you sold it there. No one did. Okay. So no, you probably walked away either 1.5X up or something like that. But anyways, they, based on if you had held over time, the value of the NFT has been given back. But the trade was this trade. There was no other trade. Like, it's been down only ever since that period of time there at the start of 2024. And that it's just further proof that you do need to be so active in this industry. Otherwise, you're going to be holding shit to zero. Like, that's just how it works.
Yeah, it's a lesson that we've learned time and time again, and I've yet to see a collection avoid that.
Yeah.
Yeah, airdrops or token drops are brutal for the NFT. I mean, I know it appreciates the price gloriously for a while, but it shows just sell the NFT into the hype and buy it back at the bottom. I reckon is probably the play 99.9999% of the time, man. It's it's not really a holders market at the moment, is it? It's a get the hell out of their market at the moment. So quick in and out. Because imagine holding for that airdrop, dude. Like you said, they got other drops. I get it. So you made 32K, but I dare say that the airdrops they got wouldn't have even equated to half of that.
No. Not if you're trying. Not if everyone's selling at the same time. No chance.
God, we need a stimmy, eh? Speaking like that, like it just makes me think, geez.
What do you think the future is of NFTs, Craig? Like, Bored Ape Yacht Club no longer have really catalysts, so that might mean that they can trade organically. Pudgy Penguins have catalysts. The Hyperliquid NFT has a catalyst. Most of the other NFTs that have already had their catalysts, being Doodles, Azuki as well, they're all only worth $1,000. Moonbirds as well, down at 1,900. They've obviously got their catalyst has come more recently with their token. You're splitting a community across a token and an NFT. Punk's still remaining at 61K. They're holding up very, very well.
That's the trade, eh?
What is your opinion on NFTs? Where Pudgy Penguins is very much tied to abstract, and there's a lot of FUD from the abstract community because a lot of them actually don't own Pudgy Penguins. Yeah. And they are disappointed that it's always been sold to us that Pudgy Penguins will still get exposure to abstract, even though they have a bonus on the platform, or even though they are technically separate as an entity. But that's what Luca promised. Like, you can't not unpromise a promise.
He also promised that the streamers on there would do very well, Greeny, at the start. In fact, he made a comment saying that the top streamers will walk away. I think he said millionaires. I think he said that word. Now, I need to recheck that. Am I right? Did he say that?
I think it was implied around that. Yeah. He said, no, they won't walk away with as a millionaire, but they said there's opportunities for them to either make millions. Like, it was a phrase of there is opportunity to make millions.
Okay. I'd love to see that come out to play, but I'd like to see how.
But my question is, streaming was a big part of the platform. It was sold that this was going to be the consumer platform and people were going to move there to stream. Ever since it's died off, there's been no talk or support for streamers at all. Like, I mean, yeah, sure, you're picking a few people on the platform to have some creator badge, and sick. They're being. I got nerfed. I haven't even looked. This is why I'm not streaming on there anymore, because they're subjectively targeting certain individuals because you speak up and you aren't a yes man. I hate that. That's so subjective. Like, dude, take on some feedback from someone who's fucking been doing this for 9+ years, okay? And someone who knows how to grow a brand, okay? It's not like I'm specifically targeting, okay? I'm just commenting on stuff because I don't want people to get wrecked. That's the lesson in itself. But
we also want the airdrop, if there is an airdrop, to do well, because obviously you and I would probably do okay. Also, shout out to Don Coletoni, I hope you say your name. He just tipped me 10,000 Retspa. Thank you very much.
Legend.
I think that's the dev, isn't it? Is that the dev for Red
Yeah,
Spread?
I think, yeah, it's a dev
Yeah.
of Red. Yeah.
So shout out to you. I appreciate the tip. It's a bear market, so I'll take any tip, man. I don't even know if that's worth $5 or $500. I'd have to check. But thank you very much. I appreciate it. I actually decided to try and stream on there today, and it actually worked quite easily.
Mine didn't even work. I tried to do it last week multiple times, didn't work. I was like, well, what's the
last
point?
week either. Yeah.
What's the point? What's the point?
It's frustrating.
But back to NFTs, what is like as we hold Pudgy Penguins? What is the point? Like what should we do here? Do we take a tax loss harvest here at $9,000 or just under? I mean that'd be like a $12,000 loss for me. And like, do I even buy something back, or do I do what you've done, Craig, and make my profile Twitter on Twitter? I mean, my profile picture on Twitter. That's the only platform that I don't already have my own face. Is it time? Is it time? Is it time?
I think it is. I think it's time to remove the shackles, man. The shackles holding you back.
Interesting.
Free yourself. Yeah, I think for you, probably a human PFP would go a long way. As far as tax loss harvesting, yeah, I think probably, bro. I'm going to do it. It just depends. What I'd like is it to pump a little bit more.
What's your ideal situation? Do you want it to dump more or pump more? Okay, because both are different, right?
I want it to pump initially. I want to sell out, tax loss harvest a little bit, and then rebuy the bottom and hold it for abstract. Abstract. I just love some clarity, bro. I don't want to harp on too much about them.
They're not going to give you clarity. Why would they? They've done it now for 14 months, 15 months. They're not going to. Yeah. There's no clarity.
Yeah, it's tough. And I understand where they're coming from. The market sucks. If they give clarity, it might actually rock the market.
Yeah.
But I just feel sometimes lack of communication can actually almost rock it more. Mm-hmm. I've just seen this happen before with, I got into Chris Coffey and I got in sort of contact with each other when VV first was around. VV was like Marvel, DC, NFTs and things like that. That was back in 21. And VV went through the same thing where their communications lacked for a long time. And then when finally the communication came out, it was the worst. It was what we all suspected for a year, but it was then given to you clearly, and it just, prices just got obliterated. So I hope that's not what's happening here. I hope they're smarter than that. I think they are. We can end it there. I don't want this us to become a FUD channel, but yeah, I just
here's a big fucking lesson as well to people on crypto Twitter. This isn't FUD. This is realistic conversations. This is hard business, real life conversation.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
And it's like, these are conversations that you should be willing to accept. Okay. This is why traders win and they don't win. Okay. They prepare for all scenarios. You prepare for the most bullish scenario. You prepare for the modest bullish. You prepare for the neutral. You prepare for the bearish, and then you prepare for the worst case scenario, black swan event. If you take that analogy and apply it to life, products, on-chain experiences, you will understand where I am coming from, where Craig's coming from as educators, okay? Our goal is to try and create awareness, create education, so that other people don't make the same mistakes, don't fail, don't lose money, okay? Don't get wrecked in time. That's the other thing I think a lot of people don't understand, Craig. Not only are people down tens of thousands of dollars, a lot of people on that platform and across all platforms, again, not just specifically this one, but across NFTs. I mean, Craig and I are down tens of thousands of dollars on our Pudgy Penguin. So we can speak from experience. The lesson here is it's time as well that you're wasting. Okay. If this ends being a nothing burger, like we've seen Mega ETH just absolutely go to the shit house with its token, okay, and the FUD and everything like that. Okay. If this becomes a nothing burger, think about the time you wasted. Okay. Life is precious. Life is precious. Think about that. Okay. And be adaptive, be open. Okay. That's it's a common theme. It'll probably be the common theme we keep talking about. Be active, be open, be adaptive, and be okay to have tough, real life adult conversations, Craig. Okay, it's okay for someone to disagree with your opinion. It's okay for someone to say, you know what, I actually don't agree with what this direction is doing. Or, you know what, a scoring system is keeping people in there without giving you any clarity. Like, there's nothing in the real world that would actually happen, right? And so I'm just using my experience of me being wrecked in the past to try and help other people. And people think that's FUD. I think that's more of a reflection of them than me.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I mean, FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, I think is accurate to describe what's happening there. There is fear, there is uncertainty because the lack of communication. And with the lack of communication comes doubt. So are we fudding? Well, yeah, actually, we kind of are fudding because, well, we're not fudding. We didn't create the fear, uncertainty, and doubt.
No.
Only the team can create that, and only the team can undo it. We can just talk about it, but we didn't actually create the FUD. Like, in fact, there is FUD because the prices are down. So it tells me other people have fear, they have uncertainty, and they have doubt. That's what happens when price goes down. So it's not like you and me are FUDing. We're just speaking about the FUD, but we didn't create it. We're not powerful enough to do that in this small ecosystem. But certainly the team can take it away if they like. I just don't know if they can right now and then I ask myself, why can't they? Why can't they come out and just explain what's going on? It can't be good news because if it was good news, a business will give the good news. So obviously it's got to do with market timing. I understand that. I mean, OpenSea had to come out and show their hand. Maybe Abstract needs to come out and just show their hand and say, right, this is what the market's doing. We know you don't like it, and this is what we're doing. I'd love something like that. But yeah, back to NFTs. Greeny, what's a buy price for CryptoPunks? Where we're buying?
Oh, dude, I said 40K. If you see 30 to 40 or 40 around 40, I think that screams value. We're chatting to Fastly in GTG this morning or last night as well. He was talking about version 1 punks as well. He's obviously asleep. Yeah. He's based in Europe right now, but I can't even see version 1 punks on my list here. But I like, if you look, version 1 and version 2 punks historically do trade pretty in alignment, pretty correlated. If we just pull up the all-time chart and go to the floor and let it load in, they do pump. Like this pumped here in when was this? Like, so they went from $3,000, which is where they are right now, to $20,000. So that's a 7x, Craig, as well. That's a 7x, and that's the thing you got to remember. That's better than the version 1 punks. Now it's not as much money, so it's different. It's a different playbook. So you could have bought
3 though, right? You could get 3 for 10K.
Exactly. So let's talk about that. You could do two sort of things. You could do what I tried to do in April last year or March last year, whenever it was, when I bought the punk. I bought it for crazy amount of money. 140 Australian $1,000 is what I bought this punk for.
It's your home deposit, isn't it? Around there.
That's I mean, I would take that money any day of the week anyway. But basically, I bought this punk for around $80,000-$90,000 US. Then I had to sell because I got scammed, just to reiterate that point, and I lost a lot of money in that scam. So I had to sell because it just didn't make sense to hold that much in one particular asset. No. But I knew the trade was coming. That trade then ran up. They ran up to $250,000 US, which would have been like 400. That's $500,000 nearly in Australian dollars is where they got to. The interesting part is that was about a 3x, Craig. So you could say they had a 3x. So from a percentage standpoint, you could have allocated the same amount to the bottom of V1 punks and probably made more money because they did a 7x, okay, to their all-time high. We spoke about all-time highs earlier in the show. Not many people time the all-time high. So let's say they ran to 15K, you got in 3K, that's a 5x. It's still more as a percentage. Which trade is better? Is buying a few V1 punks, because, like, again, the law is an interesting part, but they pump, man. They pump at the same time. They're just different correlated ROIs. Do you want more money from one trade, or do you want potentially more money from 5 trades with maybe less capital up front? It depends on what you want to do.
I think the V1's a nice trade.
I kind of agree. There's value there right now.
Less risky because the downside. And if you don't have as much money, or you don't want to spend as much, you could, like, for 10K, you could grab 3. Yeah, I don't mind that, man. And then just hold for the next bull if it does. But historically, it looks like it does pump. You just may have to hold it a while. I will definitely keep an eye on these. What are they at the moment? $3,000?
$3,000. So if you look here, Craig, this is in US dollars. Oh, dude, we're giving free alpha away right now on the show.
This looks like a good trade.
Okay, here's what, again, this is it. Hit the sub, guys. Hit the follow. If you haven't been here before, click follow, click like, comment in the chat, comment on the show. Tell us whether you like us. Give us a 5-star rating on Spotify or Apple. Tell us what we need to be doing on the show every day. If this is my thinking, this is Craig's thinking, we're already looking at this going, hold on, there is probably value here. Now, the only issue, and I'll talk about this, my one hesitation, okay? If you look here, it actually is at the lowest point it has ever seen outside of the dip. I mean, this only goes back to, oh, wait, can I scroll back further? Nah, it doesn't let me. But this only goes back to May 2022. This is the second lowest points it ever has been since August 2024, whereas $2,300 as a floor. My one worry is where are NFTs going? Are people going to buy V1 punks, or are people always going to buy the V2 punks because they're the ones that have the better lore? The second worry I have is Ethereum's price. I actually don't mind an NFT as an Ethereum hedge if you can time the bottom and buy that market shift change from whenever it leads this reaccumulation range and changes structure back into a bull market transition period, which I think is early 27 based on my analysis. This at 3,000 probably is not a bad play. As always, not financial advice, but like from a value perspective, based on what history has shown us, not a bad play. I think this could go lower though, is my worry, because Ethereum as an asset could go lower. I still think 1,300 could be on the cards, potentially lower if there is some black swan recession event, okay, later this year. What are your thoughts? Because, dude, I don't mind that.
I'd like to see Ethereum dump a bit more, I think. Yeah, I'd prefer Ethereum. What's Ethereum at the moment? It's 2 something, is it?
Actually, don't have 2.15, yeah, 0.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind Ethereum a bit lower. How much lower, I don't know. I'd love more towards the 1,800 Ethereum. Or lower, and then maybe these are a buy. If Ethereum's 20% lower, it just depends what these do.
Well, historically, floors kind of
go up.
Yeah. People are aware with these sort of assets, right? Because these are smart. This is smart money. This isn't just a common retail bro holding an NFT. This is smart money moving these markets. 22% ownership as well tells you that as well. Whales. So
yeah, I would say anywhere, but if it got to about $2,500, that would look pretty good to me. $2,500. I'd probably think about it. I need to start probably getting risk on again soon. I don't have to. I'd like to probably. This could be a good shout, guys. Don't front run me.
I mean, there's only 1.7% listed on OpenSea. The top offer is $40 below the lowest current listing.
That's pretty good, eh? That paints a really nice picture for me.
Just to reiterate, this is a trade over probably years or one year plus. Okay, so this isn't going to just flip to 10 grand next week. Okay, this is a hodl. This is a hodl.
Take $3,000 to what? 21 grand.
I don't know if we go to 21. Let's say 3 to 10. Let's say 3 to 10.
Okay, 3x on 3. Yeah, I'd like to walk away 10K US.
Where else are you going to get 3x in the next 1.5 years?
I think that's a good trade. I reckon these are probably a good trade. Probably punks and Bitcoin and hype are probably my little basket of eggs I'd like to hold. Testicle just broke 9 mil. Let's go, dude!
It is pumping. It's pumping. I got it still open. It's
I'm break even in about 10%. I'm break even.
Are you selling, Craig? Are you getting out of this bad boy? Or is this going to new all-time highs?
Bro, I looked at it the other day and I was down 40%. Not on a massive bag, but on a bag where I'd prefer to have the soul. I'd actually prefer to have the stable, to be honest.
I was about to say, you holding soul in this market, bro? I don't know about that.
Yeah, so fuck. Do I sell? Probably everyone in the chat would like me to, because once I sell, then it can break new all-time high and I can be like, fuck, I held this for months. Look, when I get, I am getting itchy fingers here. But I do like that setup. I don't know what I'm going to do here, man. I told myself when I got to break even, I'd scale out again, just get some soul back to go back into stables. So I probably need to stick to that. But busy, pump my bags, bro. Please.
He's been working. He's been working hard, bro.
He has him and who's
yeah.
the other dude? Dex.
Oh,
Dex Wheeler.
Yeah. Filecoin guy. Yeah.
Filecoin guy who put an obscene amount of money into this. And like, I don't know how these guys operate, if they have side wallets or what, because I just don't understand how you plow $250,000 into this coin and watch it bleed out to go from $250,000 to like 50 grand. To me is just like, you've got massive nuts, bro. Either that or you've got side wallets. I don't know.
No, I was thinking of Bonkai, but I was like, how much did he ever sell Filecoin or not? Dip Wheeler or not?
I don't know. I'd have to. Yeah, I got to ask him if he made it.
Yeah, did he do what Busy did and run liquidity pools and slowly scale out that way and earning fees when Filecoin was trading billions of dollars of volume?
Yeah, I'm going to guess he probably did.
Smart
would have. But yeah, shout out Testicle. Please pump to 10 mil so I break even, because that's been a horrendous trade. Oh, it's been a long time underwater watching it go down, because every time it pumped, I was like, here we go. But it's finally, it actually looks, that's the best it's looked since, oh man.
Oh, since it initially had its run out at the start of the year.
Yeah. So I know Jamesy got out when you got out as well.
Oh, really? He cut as well? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he cut as well. I was the only guy who sort of held. So I'm almost back to where I needed to go. So
hey, run it back. That's crazy. Most meme coins go to zero.
Doesn't always happen, guys. So that was a ballsy hold for me. That was horrendous. But hey, if we tap 10 mil on break even, please pump my bags. But back to NFTs, Greeny. We haven't touched on Zeet for a while. What's your thoughts over there?
Yeah, I mean,
I know you cut, so
I cut mainly because of just, I don't know, market's uncertainty, and it's
a lot of reasons, I think.
Yeah, Ethereum based as well. Liquidity will be an issue in my opinion eventually, potentially as well. The issue I have is, like they said, it was like all creators have an opportunity. Well, I disagree with that based on what they've come out and said. Like, it's going to be, you want to play the cards of the people who are going to get the best conversions, right? And
yeah,
and if it is conversions, I'm not that keen. Bro. Like, it's you have to disclose that every
ref links.
Yeah, exactly.
It sounds like that's what you're going to have to do, right? For tracking.
For tracking. Like, if I wanted to see a multi-system that showed you, look, you can have a referral link on there, but you like, what other metric could you track? Like, I don't know. It's not my job to think of that, but
conversions are hard.
Yeah.
Conversions are hard with ref links at the moment. It depends what the hook is, obviously, but this time in the market is tough. Is really tough to get people across to a new platform, to get them to use something new. So I'm interested to see how this plays out. They have pulled back. The floor did get to about $4 US.
Yeah.
On OpenSea, and it's pulled back to 250 now. So when the news came out of how the flywheel is going to work, obviously some people, the floor, what you said, the floors got dumped. The weaker cards, cards got dumped. Eli will be having an absolute field day with this, because his ones are getting traded at quite a high price. So he's making good money. I think it lasts about 2 weeks ago. I think he had over 2,000 US just in trading fees in it. So that's
holy, really
a big Eli's.
Passive income, baby.
Yeah, he's going, wow, I'm on 0.01 or something like that. So I'm a small fish in this pool. You would have been much better. Your cards will probably still fare okay, depending on if you participate.
I can tell you. Yeah, I can tell you. Hold on.
Because your stats are good.
I've earned $100 US.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
0.045 ETH.
Yeah, I'm less than you, so I'll be less than 100. I'll probably be like 50, then 50 or 60. Yeah. Hopefully this goes well. I hope people just start trading them, man, because obviously the 8% is nice. But no one's really trading my cards much, man. Like,
you need to
a few
sell
people
a narrative.
One on floor, but
you need to sell a narrative that you're going to
that I'm going to really.
Yeah.
The problem is I don't want to do that, because then I'm going to have to work really hard for my holders. I'm not saying I won't work hard. I just don't want the expectation on me that I'm going to be 24/7 shilling my stuff. I don't, because that happened a bit with Friendtech. You ended up in a position where your key got worth a lot of money, and you definitely had a responsibility to your holders to provide value, and it can become quite overwhelming at times. And with you and me growing our business, being market mates and GTG and things like that at the moment, I just don't know if I want another way to. Oh, there is a legendary though. Hey, I don't have one for me. I don't have a gold Craig's Compass. It's a bummer, but your cards will probably do quite well. I think probably people saw you sell all of yours and probably sold a couple of yours in the background. I don't know.
Oh yeah, but I mean, you got to remember, like, I will do a competition if it aligns with what I would use or what I'm going to explore. So that would be trading or AI is probably the two industries that I'm going to. I'm not just going to do it for the purpose of, I don't know, whatever.
Your card, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just it's still an InfoFi sub product. Like it is, like it's just a change in strategy. It's multi-platform, which will be very interesting as well, like Instagram and TikTok and YouTube.
I saw that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really that keen. I'll do it if I am, as I said, if I'm aligned, I'll do it. But if not, I'm not really that keen.
Yeah, I think they need to bring out a little bit more information, and they actually just need to get this bad boy started. Like, because it's been a few weeks now. So because it's gone quiet, I think people are like, what's going on? I'm sure they will. They actually seem decent in communication. They seem decent. So
yeah,
I know Pons put out a big thing the other day. Interested to see where this goes. The reason why I bring this up is because there's very little to bring up as far as affordable entries on things where you might get some upside. Like there's some big holders there. Old Big Duck, Duck Master with 226 cards.
Magic Mike with 500.
He's a beast, old Mike. Mike, we need to come and jump in the chat and tell us why.
See, I worry. This, again, it's a perspective as well, right? Like to make money in this, you have to probably be. Oh, I've got a meeting soon.
Yeah,
sorry,
cool.
But to make money in this, you have to be actively trading, or you have to be like, I don't know if I would want. I became a whale, then I realized, hold on a minute, I don't know if I'm that keen to become a whale in this.
Yes.
Because you have to be like we don't know anything about the burn mechanics. If you can burn for certain, if it's burn and random, then it changes the game. If it's burn and you upgrade that card, doesn't change the game.
Burn and random meaning you can be penalized for even trying.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Or like,
so there's risk involved.
Yeah, I could burn 10 commons and hopefully get an Eli rare or something.
Cool.
Right? I don't know.
Yeah. I like that too. They need to do something that's a little bit Ponzi.
Yeah.
Where some people win big, most lose. That's what people want. In my experience on crypto Twitter, that's what people want. They want lotto tickets.
Yeah.
And so I get it. So hopefully something like that comes in and you could see these start to burr away. But yeah, anyway, shout out to Zeet. Hopefully we get some information soon and hopefully we can get some exciting happening.
Yeah, last topic today. Circle and Coinbase, Craig, we spoke about this months ago. Circle and Coinbase seen as the best proxies for stablecoin upside as agentic payments emerge, Bernstein says. Craig, we front run this news. We spoke about this months ago saying, what if the best opportunity, as always, not financial advice, we're just talking about trends, talking about patterns, what has worked in the past, maybe what will happen in the future. What if the best altcoins are the Circle, Coinbase, stablecoins, Robinhood, you can throw in there as well, and others that emerge in the future? What if they are? And it looks like macro institutionals are starting to pick up on that as well, Craig. That'll be an interesting story developing over the coming years as well. Any last comment on that?
I think they're going to be great bear market buys. We spoke about Robinhood, Coinbase, those sorts of things. I'm definitely looking at those. So rather than altcoins, revenue generating models. That's the secret sauce at the moment, isn't it? It may change, but I don't think it'll change. I think any business that's bringing actual revenue plus has a narrative, that's a must buy, not financial advice. For me, that just screams buy because narrative carries price. And then if you've got revenue backing that narrative, as we saw with Hyperliquid, that's such a good model. Like we need more of that and less of everything else. Please.
And I hope that Hyperliquid allows us to trade all of these on chain in the future. I don't know if it does already. I haven't looked specifically at these ones. I would say they aren't, but the majors are. So like you can trade some stocks on Hyperliquid. So let me just have a look quickly. Coin. Oh my God, Coin is on here. Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Is it?
199. Yeah, it is. You can trade coin. So Coinbase is on Hyperliquid. Makes sense. It's crypto. It's a crypto asset. Or it's part of that asset class. So coins on there. What's the other one? Circle. Circle is also okay. Wow. Okay. Hyperliquid's changing the game. It's with leverage. Obviously, do your own research, please. Not financial advice, but yeah, great. Great. I mean, that again, use case for Hyperliquid makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense.
We need more. I'd love a competitor to come out or something new where I can get a good entry, that's got a revenue generating model and a narrative that I can ride. Obviously, everyone's on Hyperliquid. I still think that's going to do well, but I'd love a freshie, not necessarily a competitor to Hyperliquid, but something in that realm to come up. And that's the sort of stuff that does pop up in a bear market. You just got to have your ears to the ground. It'll come. During this bear market, there will be good opportunities. We're speaking about it now, and we have been for quite some time. They're going to come. You just got to be here. You got to be present, just like we did in 23, 22. So the upside's coming. It's just about being aware enough and having the balls at the time to put money.
Yeah, when it's fearful. Yeah,
because even I feel the fear. I'm fearful at the moment. I'm very fearful. But I'm also aware that with that fear comes massive opportunity, and you've kind of got to overcome it in a way, but not be stupid, but just say to yourself, there's going to be opportunities. Don't be too gun shy. If something comes along with a narrative and a revenue generating model, I guess with Hyperliquid, I sort of didn't investigate it quick enough. And I need to learn from that again and be more hungry for information. And when these things come, start researching quickly so I can get ahead of the curve. That's where bear markets, that's where you win, because all the tourists are gone, 90% are gone. So they're not going to even see it. They will come back. The greed will come back to this market. It's going to come back. And when it does, wowee, that's the people that stuck around will make more money than the people, will probably make more money than the people who left and came back chasing. So all you guys listening right now, you are ahead of the curve. Start keeping ears to the ground. And if new stuff comes up, slam it in the chat if you like. Give us a heads up, please. And we will do a bit of research and we'll report back. And hopefully, But anyway, Greeny, I know you got to get going, but there are opportunities coming. So get excited. I think soon, real soon.
Yeah, not too far away. I mean, like we're a quarter through the year. It's crazy to think about that. My birthday in 6 days. It's crazy. It comes around very quickly. So yeah, as always, thanks for tuning in, guys. If you appreciate this, make sure you drop a follow, drop a sub. If you're watching on YouTube, obviously, if you're listening back to this replay on any of our podcast services, whether that's Amazon, Apple, Spotify, give us a rating, drop a follow because we're live every day, guys. We just switched over. So hopefully yesterday's episode does go up to Spotify. Craig will double check that today. But guys, drop us a follow. We very much appreciate your support. And we'll be here deep into the bear market. We're excited for what's ahead. And they give you the best opportunities. It's my 4th bear market. So yeah, I'm talking from experience. So yeah, super excited. Craig, have a lovely day. And we'll be back again.